What is the most important supplement for muscle growth? Now, this is something where I wish I could just say, oh, there's just one magic supplement, but actually maybe there is. Maybe there is a formula that we can use that's the most important thing you can do for long-term muscle growth. I'm not talking short-term, like where you just get like really crazy in like 30 days and risk everything in your life. We're not going to be talking about that in this video. What we're going to be sharing with you is the idea that if you stack the right combination of things, it gives you muscle growth that's sustainable. And yes, there's some supplementation you can use to facilitate that process without risking your future. So I'm Regan Archibald. I'm the founder of East West Health. I created the Ageless Future Operating System. And my job is to help you get healthier every single year of your life so that when you're 50, you look back at your 40-year-old self and you say, wow, I'm actually a lot healthier than I was 10 years ago. And even a year from now, maybe you're 60, and I have 60-year-olds who are outperforming their 40-year-old self or their 30-year-old self. So I'm going to show you some of the natural ways that you can do this and do it the right way. So let's jump in. Okay, so the best way that you can keep muscle building and the best supplement you want to think of is protein. Now you're like, well, protein, that's pretty vague, Regan. Well, I appreciate your concern, but hear me out, because one of the things that allows us to build muscle is called protein synthesis, where we take in proteins, we denature them, and they become the building blocks for new muscle. And every time you're in the gym, you're not getting stronger in the gym. You're getting stronger when you're recovering from the gym. And where most people go wrong is they don't have protein at the right time before or after their workout. And they also don't give themselves enough protein for adequate protein synthesis. And so you basically stay the same. You go to the gym and you're like, all right, I got to a base level of fitness, but now I'm not improving at all. And then you start thinking, oh, there's something wrong, or I need to use other supplements. And before you know it, you look like GNC. You know, you walk into people's house and there's supplements everywhere, all over the kitchen counter. And I've seen so many of you do this. I hope this video will help you avoid that error. So first thing you want to think of is best sources of protein for muscle building are going to be animal proteins. And so this is proteins from organ meats, it's proteins from muscle, and it's also going to be something that you'll want to be very intentional about, because if you don't get the right quantities and if you don't have the right quality, then you're risking your future. And your future does depend on muscle growth and muscle health, because the muscles protect our joints, which will keep you out of pain and keep you more active. But muscle also allows our brains to be informed as far as the overall health of the body. Your muscle mass also creates more insulin sensitivity so that your metabolic system is optimized, and it helps the digestive system. And it's just nice. I mean, from a vanity perspective, having a little bit of muscle looks really good. So what's the right level of protein? Well, on the days that you're active and you're working out, you want to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. How do you do that in a very simple way? Well, 1 pound of meat, and that could be beef. You know, make sure you're getting it from a great source, grass-fed, grass-finished. It could be 1 pound of chicken. It can be 1 pound of elk. It can be 1 pound of pretty much any meat. Even if it's a pound of fish, you're going to approximately get 100 grams. So when you're doing meal prep, every day, if you weigh 100 pounds and you say, all right, I'm at the weight I want to be, you're going to need to be consuming a pound of meat to get that 100 grams. A lot of people ask, what about protein powders? Can I use whey? Can I use the egg white protein? What else can I do? Well, one of the things that I found is that a lot of the whey proteins, they are the waste from processing milk, and a lot of it has contaminants in it. And even if you look on the label, there's a lot of artificial sweeteners and flavors. A lot of them have emulsifying agents, so it feels better in your mouth. So be careful of those, especially the kind that you can buy by the case at Costco. I won't call out any brand names, but I think if you've ever been there and you purchased that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of artificial garbage in there. So the best protein that I've found as far as a powder goes is from a company called Equip. And Equip uses New Zealand grass-fed, grass-finished cattle, and they seem to have really good protein quantities One scoop is 25 grams of protein, and it tastes pretty darn good. So make sure when you're purchasing your protein, get it from a beef source, and it doesn't taste bad at all. The other thing that you want to look at is a company called Lineage, and they actually have ground up organ meats. Now, it doesn't taste as good as Equip. You can taste a little bit of the liver in there, but it's organ meats that are really good for you. Paul Saladino also makes these little capsules, Hearth and Soil. Those are really good. Take her package for women and then the full package for men. And that actually helps your hormones. There's a lot of peptides in there, these bioregulator peptides that turn on different organ systems in your body. So protein requires planning. That's it. And if you eat protein in the morning, you'll be more satiated throughout the day. The American breakfast, cereal with a little bit of sugar sprinkled on and milk, probably skim milk in a lot of families where they're like, oh, we got to get rid of fat. That's like one of the worst things you can eat in the morning. If you want to eat something sweet, grab some fruit. Fruit's got really good fibers in there, especially the blueberries, and that can help. Once again, it will help satiate you, but then make sure you're adding in that protein. And then you've got to be able to digest it, so working on the digestive system. Okay, so that's supplement number one that's so critical. The second thing you want to do naturally for adequate levels of muscle growth is you want to consider the amount of exercise you're doing. One of the studies that was published in the Journal of Circulation, they followed over 130,000 people for 35 years, and here's what they found the difference was from sedentary people versus people who were very active. So a sedentary person is somebody who has 5,000 steps a day or less. That's considered more sedentary. People who actually exercised more and engaged in moderate to intense physical activity, 400 to 600 minutes per week, they found that their all-cause mortality was reduced by 27 to 31%. So if you think about that data, it's like, wow, the fastest way that you can accelerate your health span and your lifespan is becoming more active. And then I like using the peptides BPC-157 and thymosin beta-4 for recovery because it helps activate stem cells. It allows more angiogenesis. You get formation of new blood vessels, so you get nutrients to your muscles. I also notice it is great for the brain. And even in some of the studies, they found BPC-157 releases more nitric oxide, so you get better signaling in the brain, which means better neurotransmitter balance. So these are some very simple ways that you can start maximizing your natural ability to grow muscle. All you got to do is get the right protein sources and then exercise a little more, and then add in the peptides BPC-157, thymosin beta-4. So here's a client who recently came to East West Health, was working with the team. John, he's a 46-year-old man. And he was frustrated because he'd had years of plateauing. He would eat the right food, he had weight trainers, and he just couldn't quite make any gains. He was satisfied where he was, but he wasn't happy. And so when we ran his labs, we realized where he had deficiencies. And the best supplement for anybody, I know a lot of you are asking, what is the best supplement for muscle growth? Well, it depends on what your labs show, and that's exactly what we told John. And so as we ran his labs, we found out he was low in free testosterone, even though his total testosterone looked pretty good. It was about 600. We want it to be 700 to about 1100. His free testosterone was low. He had elevated estrogen, so he was going through a little bit of andropause. And then he had high homocysteine, so his brain was inflamed and his whole body was inflamed. He wasn't utilizing B vitamins very well. He had low magnesium and low zinc levels. So we got him on the right dietary protocol, we got him on the right macros, and we also took him through an entire liver detoxification process. And the interesting thing is he went through the detoxification process. Within the first 2 weeks, he said, I'm sleeping better, and I'm noticing gains in the gym. And we got him on 2 different peptides on his first phase. One is a peptide called tesamorelin. And tesamorelin is a growth hormone releasing peptide that helps the body recover and get deeper sleep. It's good for cognitive function, but it also helps you build muscle. The second peptide that we had him on was 5-amino-1-MQ. And 5-amino-1-MQ, while technically a small molecule, what that does is it turns off the pathway that causes our body to store fat. And once you start storing fat, then the fat recruits other fat cells. And so we turned off that pathway, 5-amino-1-MQ. What John said is he's like, I feel lighter on my feet. I can jump higher. I'm more athletic. And that's one of the things that the 5-amino-1-MQ does. So after 90 days, we retested John, and we ran him through our body composition machine, and he'd gained 7 pounds of lean muscle mass. He dropped visceral fat by 4%. He had an increase in energy. He was getting longer, deeper sleep. So he was averaging about 32 minutes of more deep sleep every night, and he felt like he was recovering better. And so this unique transformation was the result of 3 things. Number 1, it was having clarity, having the right strategy based on the blood labs, and then executing on the right exercise protocol and the right nutrition. And then the third thing was getting the right treatments that would help facilitate John's natural expressions in his cells with the tesamorelin and 5-amino-1-MQ. And so for those of you who are fascinated with this and you want to go even deeper, I'm going to share with you in this next video just how you can increase muscle growth, and you can also recover faster through this oral supplement. And I'll see you there.